When you buy new clothes, you don't expect them to be covered in germs and worse. Tomorrow, see what happens when GMA buys and tests clothes from some of America's most popular retail chains. They look clean, but looks can be deceiving. Tomorrow, Good Morning America gets you answers on ABC.
And now that terror we all feel going to the hospital, where 100,000 people die with hospital-transmitted infections every year. But a new study shows it doesn't have to happen. But how? Dr. Richard Besser is here. Rich.
Diane, two new studies in today's New England Journal of Medicine demonstrated that simple measures could dramatically reduce the number of hospital-acquired infections, a problem that costs billions of dollars and is growing across the country.
Once again, a hospital that was supposed to cure a patient got him sick instead.
The pain is like somebody hit me in my stomach with a bat.
Shortly after his shoulder surgery, Marcus Glover was rushed back to the hospital. He had acquired a little-known but highly infectious hospital superbug called C. difficile, a bacteria so powerful only bleach can kill it.
It only could have been from the nurse. The nurse did not have on any gloves or didn't wash her hands.
Glover's story is not uncommon. The superbug spores are sticky and lurk on hospital floors, bed rails, and doorknobs, without patients and hospital staff ever knowing.
Nationwide, C. diff infections are on the rise.
So over the past decade, the incidence actually has doubled. Very dangerous, very deadly.
One easy way to prevent it, hand washing. But one study of 8 U.S. hospitals found that on average, healthcare workers wash their hands less than half the time. Here at Beth Israel Hospital in New York, staff said they were cleaning rooms and washing their hands, but it wasn't enough. And then, a breakthrough. A low-tech tool to combat the wily germ. Peer pressure, just like in high school. In just 1 year, C. diff infections have been cut in half. Hall monitors are charged with identifying up to 20 potential offenders a week. And when they do, they don't hold back.
Sarah, I noticed that you walked out of the patient in room 8 with that container, and I didn't see you wiping it down. Did you wipe it down?
The threat works. Virtually no one gets caught a second time, and hand washing here has increased to 95%.
So you use this glow germ powder to teach hand washing to all of the staff?
Yes.
Let's see how you did.
No, wait a sec.
There we go.
And it's not all sticks. There are carrots too. Rewards for those who follow these simple procedures to wipe off and wipe out the superbug.
You get a little gold star, and you get a coupon for Starbucks.
There's proof that these low-tech tools are working not just here, but around the country. The University of Pittsburgh has cut C. diff infections by 78%, and a group of hospitals in New York have reduced their infections by a third. Diane, this is evidence that it doesn't take big money to have big impact.
For all of us, a coffee coupon and the threat of the principal's office.
That's all it
Still works. This is great. And when we come back, thanks, Rich.
With our series all this week on women's health, tonight a question, and there's no other way to ask it: can you be fat and fit at the same time? The answer may surprise a lot of women who wage a lifelong battle with their weight. Our story tonight from our chief medical editor, Dr. Nancy Snyderman.
Two women, both in their early 50s. One got a perfect bill of health from her cardiologist, but the other got a wake-up call and learned she had significant heart disease requiring emergency surgery. Miami cardiologist Arthur Agattson says how a woman looks and the familiar term body mass index, or BMI, can be very deceiving.
The fact is, you can be overweight and very healthy, and you can be fairly thin but have a relatively high percentage of body fat and be high risk for future heart attack and stroke.
That described Ada Garcia. Her BMI, the standard classification of fitness, had always been in the normal range, but her blood work told a different story.
She was a little bit what we call normal weight obesity. She had some metabolic problems. She had a high bad cholesterol.
But she had no warning of the extensive heart disease that eventually landed her in surgery.
Because I was thin, because I had never been sick.
And though Melanie Fox might not look the ideal of perfect health, her doctor says she is.
Well, this is Melanie's heart, and it's a young, healthy heart. Her cholesterol values, which are usually very high in overweight people, are in fact completely normal. Melanie is not going to have a heart attack or a stroke.
He promised.
I promise.
Even with regular exercise, her BMI is 29.8. 30 is considered obese. But BMI doesn't distinguish the weight of dangerous body fat from fat-free mass like muscle and bone. And that's why many experts believe that more accurate measures of fitness should be used instead. Like measuring waist circumference, which for men should be less than 40 inches around and for women less than 35. So, is it possible to be fat but fit?
We're not saying it's okay to gain weight, but healthy and fit can come in many sizes.
Dr. Nancy Snyderman, NBC News, New York.
A reminder, all our women's health reports can be found on nightly.msnbc.com. By the way, if you have questions for Dr. Nancy Snyderman, you can submit them there. Also on the website, she'll answer as many as she can get to as the week goes on.
When the commercials, those amazing products they advertise, usually on late night television, and they seem absolutely incredible. In fact, infomercials sell a staggering $100 billion of products every year. But do the products work? Consumer Reports has put some of the most popular items to the test.
You're going to be in a great mood all day because you're going to be slapping your troubles away with the Slap Shop.
They make big promises.
No other towel's going to do that.
But new tests show that some of the best-known infomercials on TV are hawking products that simply don't deliver.
You love salad, you hate making it. Take the stringy celery, take the carrots, salad.
Now this is the one that's on television, it seems, every 5 minutes, and that is the
Slap Chop.
Slap Chop.
Consumer Reports magazine tested the Slap Chop for the February issue.
It's so easy, one finger. Kids can do it.
The easy chopping on the infomercial didn't exist in reality, according to Consumer Reports editor-in-chief Kim Kleeman.
Harder to use than they say, and the results are not what they claim.
The Snuggie, the blanket that has sleeves.
The Snuggie took America by storm last year. More than 20 million were sold.
The Snuggie is machine washable, so you'll get years of warmth and comfort.
But listen to what happened when the magazine put the blankets through 10 laundry cycles.
When we washed it, all the fleece came off, and there were pills, so it doesn't hold up. It doesn't hold up especially well, no.
Among the 15 products tested was the famous ShamWow.
ShamWow holds 20 times its weight in liquid. Look at this. It just does the work.
Consumer Reports found that the cloths wiped up spills just like in the infomercials. But testers found that an old-fashioned sponge worked just as well.
It picks up liquids, but so does a regular, far cheaper sponge.
Let's talk about the words of warning to people.
If you're inclined to pick up your phone and buy one of these things, wait 10 minutes. Then you're more rational, the frenzy no longer there, and you can ask yourself, do I really need this thing?
Now, the makers of Snuggies told us that they stand behind their product 100%. The other companies wouldn't comment on the Consumer Reports test results.